I cannot be self-disciplined. So if we are removing these inhibitions from our life, then definitely the active pursuit of the well-being will be easy for us, and we can help others to actively pursue their well-being. One of the common mistakes people make is that in their free time they choose passive and hedonism as an active pursuit of well-being and happiness. See, if one is just idling the time sitting at home, then that is not an active pursuit. But when you are free, you are going to the garden in your home, you are tending the trees, and the trees are flowering. It is an active pursuit. So it is very important that well-being boosters, means going into the garden and working in the garden, definitely has some efforts. But I get more benefit in terms of well-being when I do those efforts. So it is important that willingly and deliberately we should incorporate such things. Helping mother in the household chore is also a well-being activity. It forges a very good relationship with mother, as well as her burden from the work is reduced, she will contribute to the growth of the children when they are studying. So active pursuit by the family, active pursuit at the academic institutions among the teacher, student is very essential for the overall well-being of the people. When we come from a hard day at work and sit before the TV, vegetate on the TV, many times media is too critical of many things. So we are getting negative emotions generated in our mind. And after that we are sleeping. In the morning, if we are getting up, see, when you are going to sleep with negative emotions, coming out fresh in the morning and the sleep will be restful is a remote possibility. So why we should include this in our daily schedule? For well-being, it is very important that for students particularly, when they are sleeping, before sleep, they should read some study, a difficult topic, half an hour, 1 hour, and they should go for restful sleep. It is my experience that most of the difficulties are solved when you get up, whether in the form of the dream or you get some new ideas which you work on next day for 1 or 2 hours and you get the solution. So one of the best ways to inculcate well-being is that when you are going for the sleep, you include many positive emotions in your mind. Try to see that you are maximizing them and then go to sleep. So that is one of the best well-being boosters. So including agreeable task is very helpful. So we must intentionally include agreeable task in our daily schedule. When we come home from work and turn to ourselves, our hobbies and other activities that challenge us, that we enjoy and that we care about, we are more likely to get second wind of and replenish our emotional bank. See, change of work also is giving us rest. The physical capacity of individuals is very high. Most of the time we undermine our own physical capacity. It has been found that human beings can work for 15-16 hours a day without feeling tired. But because we get the feeling, we think that we are tired, we are tired. So it is important that we shift between the work and some other activity, active pursuit, which helps in replenishing our energy. So if we are able to make the proper balance, then that is very important. To devote oneself to an agreeable task, even if physically exerting, is restful. This quote from Marie Montessori will be clearly visible if you go to the behavior of the school children. See, they are enthusiastic. They go to the school with enthusiasm. They come home with full enthusiasm. Till they sleep, they are curious and enthusiastic. Once they grow up, the societal programming actually is causing the disinterest in the studies. If all of us together create an environment in which the enthusiasm of the student persists through his adult years, through his school life, through his all educational life, definitely not only the person who gets this environment, the people around will maximum get maximum well-being in their lives. Happiness boosters lead to ascending levels of energy. See, if I take a break of 1 hour, go in the garden and work, and then again come to the studies, see, I am replenished. So I will use my energy constructively. I feel the surge of energy. This is everybody's experience. See, particularly in the evening time, as our energy level is not that high, we go out for a walk, or the students go on the playground. After coming from the playground, once they take the meal, see, they feel the surge in the energy level. It has been found that those students who are not regularly playing, their energy level is not that high. This is a practical experience. I wish every student to experience himself this ascending level of energy, even if you are physically exerting. The important thing is that you should be in good health and you should get proper meals at proper times. Once you ensure this, definitely the physical exertion that you are doing at the playground will help you in regenerating your energies, and you are able to put more and more quality intellectual work in your studies. It is very easy and one can do it. The depth of our well-being and happiness is like the roots of a tree. See, when the roots of the tree are given water, it is not visible. But once the flourishing on the tree is there, that will be visible. That's why it is important that we should pursue the studies by taking the elements of the well-being into account. Even if studying sometimes is stressful, if we persist with it, assuming that in the long term this is going to give me all the material benefits, as long as my professional excellence will be very good, so that will be very good. Time use is very important. The height of well-being and happiness is like leaves of a tree, beautiful, coveted, and yet ephemeral, changing and withering with season. See, any tree will experience summer. In summer, the leaves will not be there. But as you are tending the roots properly with nourishment as well as water, when the monsoon season comes, the winter months come, definitely you will get the green leaves, and people who are watching the tree will be very happy. So, one's educational life definitely be considered in this way. In the educational life, we are tending our roots. These roots are going to provide us proper nourishment as well as all the ingredients of well-being, which are going to make my long life successful in society as well as in my workplace. Time use may be the determinant of well-being that is most susceptible to improvement. The person who improves his time use is definitely improving his well-being. Time is the ultimate keeper of the ultimate treasure, that is well-being. Most people fall short of their potential for well-being because they misuse their precious time. See, the person who has passed with flying colors and the person who was not able to get good scores, both have got the same time during education. But if everybody is putting his time properly, then everybody should pass. The possibility that everybody is successful is there. And Almighty has given enough powers for all the human beings to succeed. The people who are not able to put their time in proper use, they are the people who are not able to get the full benefit of the time. Within time lies the potential for an impoverished life or for a life of fulfillment properly used. Time becomes the keeper of the ultimate resource. The richest person on earth and the average person on earth have got the same time. The quality of the time and how I use the time, that really makes the real difference. There is no limit to how much well-being and happiness we can attain. Theoretically at least, every person on earth can attain well-being. See, if collectively we are pursuing well-being of everybody as the goal, this should be possible, and then peace will prevail. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam will come into reality. By pursuing work, education and relationship that yield both meaning and pleasure, we become progressively happier and increase well-being. In the diagram, the pleasure and meaning are overlapped. That means Happiness, peace, well-being, pleasure, meaning, there is a sweet spot and everybody can find this sweet spot. If we find the sweet spot, then we will feel that we are happy, and everybody finds this sweet spot, means everybody will be happy. The possibility that every human being on this earth can lead a successful life is there, and one should actively pursue to make that possibility a reality. We experience not only just an ephemeral high that withers with the leaves, but lasting happiness with deep and stable root. See, a tree whose roots are tended properly and nourishment is available. See, in the summer months, it may look without leaves, but as soon as the season comes, automatically the tree will be flourishing. Similarly, if every human being is tending the elements of well-being according to his or her own personal strength properly, the possibility that every human being will be very happy in his or her life is there, and one should actively pursue and attain that happiness. Self-esteem is important. Our capacity for the pursuit of well-being and happiness is a gift of nature. Enlightened nations set up political structures, constitutions, courts of law, armies to protect our right to freely pursue well-being and happiness. See, a person gets the self-esteem if the institution around him are enlightened. That's why in any free country it is very important that the elements which foster self-esteem are cultivated by the public institutions. And the beginning to enter into the public institution is when the child enters into the school. For a long time it remains into the school. If his self-esteem is protected, it does not mean that he will not have any negative emotions. Because to progress properly, one has to hone the skills. If one is trying to hone the skills, means there will be some failures, and failures will be associated with negative emotions. If we have a right balance of positive emotions and negative emotions, then definitely the self-esteem will be very well protected, and this very well protected self-esteem will lead to the well-being of every person who is undergoing this process properly. One of the greatest impediments we face in our pursuit of the ultimate currency, our feeling that we are somehow unworthy of happiness because of the lack of self-esteem. Many people get opportunities to be happy because they do not have the proper self-esteem. The feeling of happiness they are not enjoying. So this should be avoided at any cost. Generally, the people who are perfectionists, they face this problem, as they are not deriving the pleasure in the momentary success. They are not able to tend their self-esteem properly. For all perfectionists, it is very essential that they should try to find out joy in the immediate small successes, so that they are converting from a perfectionist approach to an optimalist approach. An optimalist person is trying for the perfection, but whatever small increment of success that he is getting in his everyday life, he is celebrating. So it is important that the momentary successes also should be celebrated, sometimes with a cup of tea, sometimes in the weekend with a dinner with the students, at workplaces. When a good project is done, all the work group can come together and fosters each other's self-esteem by praising. So that is really very good feeling. If we are not enjoying our day-to-day small successes, the possibility that we will enjoy the big success at the end of the big work is also not there. So to enjoy the big successes, it is very important that we should enjoy the small successes, and to enjoy the small successes, proper self-esteem is essential. So we must learn to enjoy the small successes by helping us get the proper self-esteem. Students should find this very easy to do if they take the help